Hi guys, Medicine with Sultana. Today we will learn the anatomy of respiratory system and today's topic is larynx. Okay, now larynx is the air tube belonging to the respiratory system. It is also known as voice box or organ of phonation. We know that. Now, larynx begins from C3 vertebrae to C6 vertebrae, that is, it starts from the root of the tongue and in the upper border of the epiglottis and ends at the cricoid cartilage. I will repeat it. It starts from the root of the tongue and the upper border of the epiglottis and ends at the cricoid cartilage. That is from C3 vertebrae to C6 vertebrae. Okay. Now, we will see the cartilages of larynx. Larynx has 9 cartilages, in which 3 are single and 3 are paired cartilages. Now, thyroid cartilage is the largest and the most predominant cartilage. Next, we have the cricoid cartilage, which is a signet ring-shaped cartilage, just like a ring. And then we have epiglottis, a leaf-like cartilage. In the 3 paired cartilages, we have arytenoid cartilage, which is in pyramidal shape. Okay, and then we have 2 small corniculate and cuneate cartilage, which is like a fibroelastic cartilage. Like they are like small nodule type cartilage. Okay. Now, in this, we can see the thyroid anterior view of the thyroid cartilage. It forms 2 quadrate laminae. Okay, 2 quadrate laminae which fuse together in the anteriorly at an angle of 90 degree in males and 120 degree in females to form laryngeal prominence. Okay, to form laryngeal prominence, which is also known as Adam's apple. Okay, now this Adam's apple, we can see a small V-shaped depression. We can see a small V-shaped depression above the Adam's apple. This is known as superior thyroid notch. And here we can see that the posterior aspect of the thyroid cartilage is free and extends to form the superior thyroid horn and the inferior thyroid horn. It is not clear in this image. We can see this here. Yeah, forms a superior thyroid horn and inferior thyroid horn. Okay, superior and inferior horns. Then it forms an oblique line. Okay, that's all about thyroid cartilage. Next we can see the cricoid cartilage. This is the cricoid cartilage. It is just like a signet ring. Okay, can you like see it? This is a ring. Oh, a ring. See this? It is like a ring. Okay, just the thing we need to note in cricoid cartilage is it has 4 synovial joints. How many joints? 4 synovial joints. Okay, in this 4 synovial joints, these are the 2 synovial joints which articulates with the inferior horn of thyroid cartilage. Okay, it articulates with the inferior horn of thyroid cartilage, and we have 2 synovial joints here, that is facets, 2 facets. Okay, which articulates with the arytenoid cartilage. Yes, you got it exactly right. The arytenoid cartilage lies just above this. Yeah, it lies above like this. Lies above the cricoid cartilage like this. Okay. Now we can, before going to arytenoid cartilage, there's one more cartilage left, which is the epiglottis. Okay, as you can see, it is a leaf-shaped cartilage with an upper border. The upper border is free, broad, and rounder. You can see that it is round and there's no attachment, so obviously it's free and it's broad. Yeah, compared to the lower border, it's broad. Okay, now this is the lower end, which is narrow end and attaches to the thyroid cartilage. Okay, this is the thyroid cartilage. You can see this is the superior horn, this is the inferior horn, and yeah, this is the thyroid cartilage. It attaches to the thyroid cartilage by a ligament called thyroepiglottic ligament. Okay, cool. You're with me, right? Okay. Like if you think that I'm speeding it up, just go back and learn and come back. Okay, don't rush with me. Take it slowly. Okay. Now it forms a thyroepiglottic ligament. Next, after this, we can see the paired cartilages. Paired cartilages are arytenoid cartilage. It is, as I said before, it is a triangular shaped cartilage, and it has an apex and a triangular base. Okay, the apex is like pointed, but the base is triangular in shape. The apex articulates with the corniculate cartilage. Okay, the apex articulates with the corniculate cartilage, while the base articulates with the cricoid cartilage. Yes. Okay, now the base has 2 important processes, the vocal process and the muscular process. The vocal process forms the vocal ligament, gives attachment to the vocal ligament, and the muscular process gives attachment to 3 muscles. Okay, that is the things you need to know about arytenoid cartilage. Okay, now I forgot to mention, yeah, these 2 small nodule-like fibroelastic cartilages, which lie, the corniculateral cartilage lies above the arytenoid cartilage, and just above it lies the cuneiform cartilage. Okay, these are fibroelastic cartilages. They're very small nodules. Okay, now that's it about cartilages. Now we can enter the ligaments, membranes, and folds of larynx. Okay, the ligaments of larynx, laryngeal ligaments, are divided into two types. You first need to understand that there are two types of laryngeal ligaments, the intrinsic laryngeal ligaments and the extrinsic laryngeal ligament. Intrinsic laryngeal ligaments, obviously, as it should be, hold the cartilages from internally, while the extrinsic laryngeal ligaments hold the cartilages from the external part. Okay, they hold the cartilages externally, while the intrinsic laryngeal ligaments are a part of a broad sheet of fibroelastic tissue known as fibroelastic membrane of larynx. That is, inside the larynx, there is the innermost layer is known as mucus layer. Okay, mucous membrane, and just above the mucous membrane lies the fibroelastic membrane. Okay, fibroelastic membrane. This fibroelastic membrane gives rise to the intrinsic ligaments, which is the quadrangular ligament and cricovocal ligaments. Okay, there are 5 types of extrinsic ligaments: thyrohyoid membrane, cricotracheal ligament, cricothyroid ligament, hyoepiglottic ligament, and thyroepiglottic ligament. Just like the name suggests, the thyrohyoid membrane connects the thyroid with the hyoid bone. And similarly, cricotracheal ligaments connects the cricoid cartilage to the trachea, and the cricothyroid ligament connects the cricoid cartilage to the thyroid, and hypoepiglottic connects the hyoid bone to the epiglottic, and the thyroepiglottic connects the thyroid cartilage to the epiglottic. We will see it, okay? Don't worry, we will see it. Okay. Next, we have laryngeal folds. These are the folds formed just above the fibroelastic tissue. You see this fibroelastic tissue, just above it, there are a few folds formed. Okay, this is known as laryngeal folds. Okay. There are 4 types of laryngeal folds: vestibular fold, vocal fold, 3 glossoepiglottic folds, and 2 aryepiglottic folds. Okay, we will see it first. First we will see the ligaments. Okay, now the main ligament, not the main, but it's the biggest ligament, thyrohyoid membrane. Okay, it extends from upper border of superior horn of thyroid cartilage. You remember, right? We just saw the superior border of the thyroid cartilage. You can see here. This is the superior border of thyroid cartilage, superior horns of thyroid cartilage, to the upper part of posterior surface of body of hyoid bone. This is the hyoid bone. So it extends from this to this. This is the thyrohyoid membrane. Okay, it was the thyrohyoid membrane. Next, it has 3 parts: median thick part, lateral thin part, and the posterior cord-like part. The median thick part forms the thyrohyoid ligament. This is known as the thyrohyoid ligament. Okay, then we have the lateral thin part. This part. This is the lateral thin part, which is pierced by superior laryngeal blood vessels and internal laryngeal nerve. Okay, before going to that, we know that larynx is supplied by vagus nerve. Okay, what vagus nerve? Superior laryngeal nerve. Okay, the superior laryngeal nerve of the vagus nerve supplies the larynx, which is divided into internal laryngeal nerve and external laryngeal nerve. The internal laryngeal nerve pierces the thyrohyoid membrane to supply its mucous membrane. Just as I said, the internal laryngeal membrane found at the lateral part of the thyrohyoid membrane pierces the thyrohyoid membrane. Okay, pierces, like it passes through the thyrohyoid membrane to supply its mucous membrane, which is found internally. Okay, and the external laryngeal nerve supplies the cricothyroid glands. External laryngeal nerve supplies the cricothyroid glands. This is the cricothyroid ligament. This is the cricoid bone, cricoid cartilage, and this is the thyroid cartilage. This is the cricothyroid ligament, and within it is the cricothyroid glands, which is supplied by the external laryngeal nerve. Okay, now the posterior cord-like part. The posterior cord-like part connects the superior horn of thyroid cartilage. This part, not that. This part, and it's the superior horn of thyroid cartilage and greater horn of hyoid bone. Just as I said, the superior horn of thyroid cartilage and the greater horn of hyoid bone. Okay, good. Now we will see the cricotracheal ligaments. There are 2 ligaments attached to the cricoid cartilage. Okay, here, see, this is the cricoid cartilage right here. This is the cricoid cartilage, the signet ring shaped cartilage. You guys remember, right? So it gives 2 ligaments. Okay, the cricothyroid ligament. This is the thyroid cartilage. So the ligament which connects the thyroid cartilage and the cricoid cartilage is the cricothyroid ligament. Okay, and the ligament which connects the cricoid cartilage with the tracheal rings, this is the tracheal rings, are called cricotracheal ligament. Can you see? Cricotracheal ligaments. Okay. Cricotracheal ligaments connects the lower border of cricoid cartilage to the first tracheal ring. Cricothyroid ligament, it has 2 parts: median thick anterior part called cricothyroid ligament. It connects the anterior parts of thyroid and cricoid cartilages. Okay, before going to the lateral thin part of cricovocal membrane, which is, as I just explained in the beginning, cricovocal membrane and quadrangular membranes or ligaments are the intrinsic ligaments. Okay, so how is the intrinsic ligaments formed? It is a fibroelastic membrane which is found just above the mucous membrane. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the mucous membrane, and this part just above the like this part is the mucous membrane, okay, the mucous membrane, and this part just above the mucous membrane, this part is called the fibroelastic membrane, okay, which is separated or interrupted by the sinus of larynx, which is this. You guys can see that the elastic membrane is not continuous. There's no continuation here. There is this fibroelastic membrane and this fibroelastic membrane, so it is interrupted by the sinus of larynx, okay. Now the membrane found above the sinus of larynx is the quadrate membrane. This is the quadrate membrane, and the membrane found below the sinus of larynx is the cricovocal membrane. This membrane, cricovocal membrane, which is a little thin part of the cricothyroid ligament, cricovocal membrane. Okay, we will start with cricovocal membrane. The above part of the cricovocal membrane is free and thick and forms this fold. What is this fold called? Vocal fold. It forms the vocal fold, okay. And the membrane below the cricovocal membrane forms it is attached to the cricoid cartilage. And you see, this part is free. This part is free, but this part is attached. It is attached to the cricoid cartilage, okay. The cricovocal, the lower part of the the lower part of the cricovocal membrane is attached to the cricoid cartilage, okay. Now we have the quadrate membrane. The upper free border of the quadrate membrane gives airy epiglottic fold. Can you guys see? Airy epiglottic fold. While the lower border gives the vestibular fold, okay. So we have finished the folds: vestibular fold, airy epiglottic fold, and here we saw the vocal fold. We finished 3 folds, okay. Okay, that's good, right? We have finished. Now yeah, we are done with the cricothyroid ligament and quadrangular ligament, below and above, upper free border, lower free border, okay. That's what is given. Now this is the same cricothyroid ligament, cricotracheal ligament. This is the cricothyroid ligament, and this is the cricotracheal ligaments, okay. Now next we have the ligaments and folds attached to epiglottis. First we saw the thyrohyoid membrane, which is the folds ligaments attached to the thyroid cartilage. Then we saw the ligaments attached to the cricoid cartilage. 2 ligaments were attached. Then now we are seeing the epiglottis, ligaments attached to the epiglottis, okay. The ligaments attached to the epiglottis are the hyoepiglottic and thyroepiglottic ligaments. Here you can see this is the hyoid bone, okay, the hyoid bone, and this ligament which attaches this is the epiglottis, attaches the epiglottis with the hyoid bone. Hyoepiglottic ligament is known as hyoepiglottic ligament. Since it attaches the hyoid bone to the epiglottis, it is known as hyoepiglottic ligament. It's as simple as that, okay. It's known as hyoepiglottic ligament. There's nothing more serious to it. Just take it simply, don't stress. Now we have the epiglottis attaching to the thyroid. This is the thyroid cartilage. See the quadrate laminae, thyroid cartilage, which attaches by thyroepiglottic ligament. This small part, the small ligament, is known as thyroepiglottic ligament. It's very small because the lower end of the epiglottis is a narrow end, so this part is very small. So it is the thyroepiglottic ligament. Okay. Now we have finished the ligaments of the epiglottis. We have folds of epiglottis. Epiglottis has 5 folds: 3 glossoepiglottic folds and 2 aryepiglottic folds. You will see the 2 aryepiglottic folds connects the sides of epiglottis to the apices of the arytenoid cartilage. As you guys remember, arytenoid cartilage is a pyramidal type cartilage, and the epiglottis is connected to the apices, the apex of the arytenoid cartilage. We can see it here. Yeah, this is the aryepiglottic fold. You guys can see this is the aryepiglottic folds, okay. And here we can see the vestibular fold, and this is the vocal fold, okay. And this forms a ventricle. See this inside, this forms the ventricle, which is known as the cavity of larynx, which we will see in the next part 2 of larynx, okay. Okay, now we have 3 glossoepiglottic folds, 1 median and 2 lateral folds, and at the upper part of the epiglottis to the root of the tongue. Here is the glossoepiglottic fold, okay. This is the median glossoepiglottic fold, and this is the 2 lateral glossoepiglottic folds, okay, which connects the epiglottis to the tongue. That's why it's glosso. Glosso means tongue, okay. Epiglottic, nothing but epiglottis. It's simple, right? It's very simple. Glossa is tongue. So the median part which connects the tongue to the epiglottis is known as median epiglottic fold, and the lateral part which connects the epiglottis to the tongue is known as lateral glossoepiglottic folds. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. And I will continue the part 2 with where we can see the nerve supply, blood supply of the cartilages of the larynx, okay. And yeah, so if you like the video, subscribe and put a thumbs up, like the video, and drop comments if you have any doubts. Thank you.